your first time listening, hi, I'm your host, Alicia Mafadia, and in this podcast, I aim to go beyond what you're seeing on Instagram. I aim to go beyond the highlight feed, the success, what others deem to be luck. And inside, I want to share the honest, vulnerable stories, and I want to share the strategies and the lessons from those who have already walked ahead. There is so much power in learning from others, learning from their mistakes, learning from what they've had to do, what they've had to go through. And this podcast is about inspiring you. It's about giving you so much value and giving you that action to kickstart your week in the best way possible. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, whenever you're listening to this, let's dive into an epic podcast episode. And today I want to go through ways that you can bring in more fun into your business right now. It is no secret that the other week I used my stories as a little bit of research in a sense, just to get my stats right, but also to make a point. So what did I do? So I put up a story and I said, finish the sentence. Having fun in business is ... and I led to a poll. So I had the poll sticker. Option 1, a nice to have. Option 2, the secret to blowing it up in biz. What I was doing here was not only was I using this story as proof that I could then use in other forms of content, but I was also doing it to really just remind the person looking, the person watching. The secret is, but I also shared this as a reminder that having fun in your business isn't a nice to have. It's actually how you can blow up your business faster than you can say trailblazer. So I shared this story to Instagram and I asked my community, I said, okay, finish the sentence. Having fun in business is A, is it a nice to have? Or B, is it the secret to blowing it up in biz? And 96% of those who answered said it's the secret to blowing it up in biz. This was really highly voted. There was a lot of people having their say, and they were bang on. They were absolutely bang on. The secret to blowing it up in your business, in your content, in everything you do and create is by having fun. So you know that when I look at those in my circle, but when I look around, when I look at you and I look at your business, don't look like you're having fun. You might maybe, put on a bit of a front for a reel or a story and look happy, but I can see through it. And if I can see through it, a lot of other people can as well. And whilst you might be happy to show up, or you can show up in this way, there's a very big difference between somebody who is literally having the time of their lives and somebody who is pushing through, who is surviving, who is doing the things they gotta do because they gotta do it, because their coach said it, because that's what somebody on Instagram told them. There's a very big difference between these two people and the way they're showing up. When you're having the time of your life in business, this leads to more magnetic content. This leads to coming up with ideas for offers, for promotions, for content, for reels, for stories, for what to say, what to do next. It all flows. Having more fun, playing more in your business, it really allows you to connect back the younger version of yourself. And a lot of people come to me and they say, oh, Alicia, I'm not creative. How do you come up with these ideas for offers, for content, for what to say, for what to do next? They're so creative, they're so unique. And the thing is, I allow myself to play in business. I allow myself to have fun. I allow myself to ask, what feels fun today? That feels exciting. That feels cool. Let's do it. Let's try it. You can hear the energy behind that versus, okay, what are the steps that I need to do to get this result? How can I get this quicker? By connecting with that fun piece, by connecting with that play element, you allow yourself to connect back to that younger version of you who did have infinite creativity. Whether you had an imaginary friend, whether you were able to go to the playground and you turned this little door underneath the slide into your shop front. That's where you sold your ice creams. That's where, your mum was able to come and buy from your supermarket. You were able to create all sorts of things out of nothing. So imagine being able to tap back into that power now as the business owner you are. Imagine being able to have the power to turn nothing into something absolutely remarkable. And this is how it all begins. It is a flow-on effect. It's a phenomenal flow-on effect. But when you're having more fun, when you're enjoying it more, you detach yourself from the outcomes. Right now, this year especially, there are so many businesses closing. There are so many incredible entrepreneurs who have done incredible things. But success isn't linear. Something happened. It got hard. The results weren't happening anymore. And they stopped. They ended. They gave up. But when you're having the time of your life, regardless of the outcomes, regardless of the views, regardless of the engagement, regardless of the sales, and you can literally just keep going because it's fun, because the people you're helping is, that's what you care about. The things that matter, that's what's driving you. Then all of a sudden, the way you show up, the way you present, the way you do things, the emotion you attach to things, the outcome, it all changes. And this really is a massive way to not only create better content, not only connect better with who you're trying to help, but it also allows you to really overcome this constant cycle of burning yourself out. I've gone off on a bit of a tangent. We need to have more fun in our businesses. Fun is the secret to blowing it up in biz. So let's go through 25 ways that you can literally bring more fun into your business this week. I want to challenge you to see how many of these you can implement, you can actually action, you can start doing this week. And when you do them, I want you to tag me on stories. Share it on your stories. Tag me, the social impact. That's your accountability. Let's see how many of this list you can actually action and start bringing in to your business this week. Let's go through this list. First up, super easy. Change up your working environment. Pick up your laptop, pick up your phone, whatever you need to work, whatever you need to get done, and move. I want you to go to a cafe. I want you to go to a park. I want you to find somewhere and go and work there. Maybe there is a hotel nearby and you can sneak on in and work by the pool. Change up your working environment. This makes such a big difference and it can feel really exciting. Number 2, this extends onto this. Redesign or elevate your office or working space. Now, I have done this multiple times and it just makes such a big difference. It makes me so excited to come to my computer, get things done, create, come up with things. It makes such a huge difference. This can look like if you're facing a wall, shift your desk, shift where you're facing to look out a window, look out at a view. This can look like getting a neon sign, painting a wall, getting an on-brand couch. There's so many little things that you can do to make your space where you work, your office, more exciting. Have a think, have a little look if you need, but can you action something that you can do this week to make your space feel more exciting for you? Number 3, book a team day. Now, this is obviously if you have a team, but book a team day or book a team retreat. Last year, I took my team for, I think it was 2 nights in Daylesford, about an hour's drive from where we are. We went away for 2 nights. I booked out the most beautiful, creative Airbnb that literally had a ball pit. It had a ball pit. It had like a confetti wall. It had so many different things going on and it was just so much fun. We were able to create so much epic content for clients. We were able to connect. We were able to get to know one another better. And it was just a really great way to get away as a team, co-create on a different level and really come together and also celebrate all the things we've done. In so many ways, this was absolutely epic. We also had time to go to the hot springs. It was really, really beautiful. And it was also really special to remind myself as the business owner that I'm helping grow the lives of these women who work for me, who are part of my team, but I also get to give back to them. I get to treat them. Next up is booking a retreat for yourself. If you don't have a team, book a solo retreat or contact a biz bestie and book a retreat with them. The first time I went away to Bali with my friend that I go with, we didn't really know each other that well. We didn't know each other very well at all, but I pitched the idea, she was keen, and ever since she's become one of my closest friends. We keep doing this together. You don't need to know the person really, really well If it doesn't work out, okay, cool, no worries. But either book a solo retreat for yourself. It could be to a hotel. It could be to Airbnb an hour away. It could be interstate. It could be overseas. Book a retreat for you, yourself, or you and a biz bestie or a group of friends in business. Number 5 is sign up for a business retreat. This is another option. You can go by yourself. You can organize with a group of friends or a biz bestie. You can go organize with your team. You can also find someone who is organizing a business retreat and go. Experience that. Make new connections. Level up, learn. Number 6, book in a branding shoot. I cannot tell you the fun, the power, the shift of energy, the shift of everything. Every time I have a branding shoot, I feel like I level up. I'm showing up in my most powerful self. And it really does spark so many different creative ideas. It brings so much fun into what would perhaps usually be a Friday. And what I might do is I might actually do a future episode on my complete guide to having the best branding shoot, feeling the best, getting the best shots, making it smooth. Like there is so much that I've been able to learn from planning and organizing and doing so many branding shoots. I've been able to create a bit of a structure, a way to get the most out of them. So I think that might be a future episode. And definitely shoot me a DM on Instagram if that's something you want to hear. Number 7, book out a fun or on-brand aesthetic location and shoot content. You don't necessarily need to do a full branding shoot, but that doesn't mean that you can't get a little bit of inspiration and make the whole process of creating content feel more fun, feel more enjoyable. There are sites, whether it be Airbnb, whether it be booking.com, whether, here in Australia, we've got a site called Aloka. And on that website, you can find all these different beautiful places that are perfect for shooting content. Find a content house, a content warehouse nearby that you can rent out for a few hours. Up to you. You can do your own makeup, you can do your own hair, or you can get that done. Bring your tripod. If you've got someone else who can come along and can film some things, great. Do that. You will have so much content and it will really shift perhaps the way you've been feeling, finding it hard to show up and create content. If it's been hard to, whatever, maybe you've got a launch coming up. This is a great way to have a stack of fun and get all your content done for your launch in one go. Number 8, create a list of what ifs that feel a little bit out of this world and turn one of them into your reality. What if we did this? I had this conversation just on the weekend. I was talking to a business friend of mine and we're like, let's do a podcast episode together. So we looked at hiring out a podcast studio here in Melbourne and we looked at the price and the price was fine. Both of us looked at each other and we're thinking, for that price, we could pretty much go to Bali and hire out a studio there and get 3 days done and be good to go for the rest of the year. And so both of us looked at each other like, what if? And there was this excitement. There was this, childlike, ooh, could we do this? We jumped on. We looked at flights. We looked at what it would look like. We were literally in let's make it happen mode. We did go ahead. We have booked out an actual podcast studio so we can still do that. But it's like letting your mind wander with the what ifs. And even for those few moments where we're like, done, let's do it. 1 week, we're going to go. Let's just do it. Things might pop up, but just allowing yourself to be in that mode makes business feel a whole lot more enjoyable when you think that even things that feel ridiculous, feel probably not doable, but you prove to yourself, actually, I'm in complete control. I'm the CEO, flexibility, and I'm going to do it. Number 9, create a weekly co-working Zoom group. Now, it could be a group of more than one. It could be just another business friend. But set up a time, set up the same Zoom link for about a whole year. My friend and I, we had a co-working Zoom link. We'd set up the timer. We'd get in, heads down, get things done. When the timer went off, we'd chat for a few moments and then we'd dive back in again. And it was kind of like working in an office together. Despite the fact that she was in a different state, despite the fact that she was thousands of kilometers away, we were able to sort of feel like we were working the space together, having fun, keeping each other accountable. So whether it's one person, whether it's multiple, create a co-working Zoom group. You're going to need to definitely set some clear boundaries to make sure you are actually productive and it just doesn't end up being a whole chit chat. But this is a really easy way to bring an extra level of accountability into your week and also have more fun, feel less lonely in business. Number 10, collaborate with another business owner. This can be, now when I say collaborate, perhaps your mind instantly goes to social media. Perhaps it instantly goes to creating a reel together, going live together, creating a piece of content together. Yeah, you can do that. Great. If that feels fun, great. But also, if that doesn't feel exactly fun, you can go on a different level. You could do a giveaway with someone. You could do literally right today, I have gone and collaborated with another business owner. So in my area, there's a beautiful makeup artist, and I actually went to school with her. I've seen her journey. I reached out to her and I said, look, I'm very average at doing makeup. Very average indeed. Okay, this plays into those what if moments. Like, what if we did a few hours, I brought some outfits, you did makeup, and then I sort of handled the videoing, the reels, the transition side, and we create some really cool content. Win for me because I'm creating content. And for her, it's great because she's getting content, which is something she struggles with. She's getting it made for her. She's getting my ideas. She's getting the transitions done. She's getting that all done for her. So we're both mutually benefiting from this collaboration. If I've posted the reel already by the time this episode comes out, I'll link it in the show notes below so you can check it out. I think I might also do behind the scenes because it was a whole thing. Number 11. Bake something, make something, create something for the purpose of content. So what do I mean by this? I love the power of storytelling through visuals. I cannot these days that so many people are using reels, not what they're for. They're not there for put a photo or put a B-roll and then just put a heap of text. The power behind reels, the power behind video marketing is by painting the scene, by showing, not telling. So I love allowing my potential clients to have a learning, to learn something, to have a takeaway, to have a shift in their mindset by showing them something, and it connects back to my point. So for example, a idea that's in my mind that I'll be hopefully creating possibly tomorrow. I've been really wanting to, I love baking. I do not like cooking, but I like baking, probably because I can eat the sweets. So I thought I'd create a slice. That's going to feel fun because I get to make a slice and I get to eat the slice at the end. They're doing all the things. It's just not sticking. It's just not working. And they're there getting frustrated. Why isn't this working? I've got all the things. I've got all the strategies. Why isn't it working? And then I can come in with the condensed milk or the butter or whatever it is and liken that back to the playground and how the playground allows you to bring in the elements and bring it all together. You see how like this feels fun because I get to bake something, which is something I enjoy. Selling by showing, not telling. So that's a really fun one. And it doesn't have to be baking. It could literally be getting a big bowl of water and you get some drops of colored food dye, or you light a match and you put it in the water. Real life, things that people experience, things that people know very well, and then you link that back to your offer for people to be like, gotcha. Number 13, monthly rewards, launch rewards. I've recently brought in monthly rewards. So, if I post a certain amount of times, if I share X amount of days with stories, then this is the rewards that I'm going to treat myself to. As somebody who is very reward driven, I know that this works and it feels exciting. It feels fun. I love coming up with what the rewards might be, and I love being able to work towards them. It drives me to actually get the thing done. Number 13. This might be different wherever you are, but here in Australia, you can use Sephora and you can use Mecca, where you can go in, you can book in to get your makeup done, and then you can claim back. So say, for example, the makeup appointment is $129. You can then use that, you get your makeup all done, all beautiful, and then you can actually buy the product. So $129 to then spend in the store. I absolutely love this because you can go in, you can get your makeup professionally done, and you can also stock up on your favorites. And this is a really great way to get your makeup done. So if I am planning on filming a new course or a new program, or I've got a launch coming up, I love doing this because one, I fill up on my makeup products that need to be replaced. And then I come home and I'm accountable to creating the content, to creating the trainings or whatever I wanted to do, because my makeup is now beautifully done. And I'm not going to want to find excuses and procrastinate because I'm going to want to actually show up when I'm looking this fab with my makeup. Number 14, bring in a new aspect to your business that is completely driven by passion. This can be an offer, a marketing channel, a virtual event. Bring something in that feels really fun or really taps into a passion of yours. Now, examples of this, the podcast, the She Got Lucky podcast. Yes, there's ways that I can connect this back to my business. Yes, this is a new marketing channel, but I had so much fun a few years ago when I had my podcast with Nova. And, yes, I got paid to do that, but I found so much joy out of creating podcast episodes. I loved sharing my value in this way, in this format. The She Got Lucky podcast was, yes, there's strategy behind it, but it was definitely driven by the passion and love of actually doing this. So it felt fun to bring the podcast back into my business. This could also be, I've looked into doing some volunteer days with Seeing Eye Dogs. My family have been deeply connected with Seeing Eye Dogs Australia for quite some time. And I looked into being able to go in one day each month, and I was able to help out with the puppies and clean up the areas and things like this. Now, that's not driven by, how can I get more money in the business? That is driven by being around puppies, lights my soul up, being able to help this foundation. That feels really good. And when you're feeling good, when you're allowing time away from necessarily at your desk and working in the business, but you're perhaps working on yourself, it brings this extra layer to you and your business, and it can then bring back into everything you're doing. So it all feeds back to it, and it all can help in a different way. So that's another way that you can bring some fun into the business, whether it be an offer, marketing channel, a virtual event, a way to give back to the community. Bring a new aspect in. Number 15, find something you used to love as a child and bring it back into your week. It could be a favorite snack, an activity. For me, this was Icy Pole Fridays in the office. So I went to the supermarket and I got a massive pack of Icy Poles, and it literally takes me back to lunchtimes on Fridays when I was in probably year 3, and it just feels fun. It's just little ways to play. Number 16, create team reels. If you don't have a team, find another business owner, find a partner. The actual process of creating gets to be so fun. It's a way to build better connections with other people. I love when I go out and have my reels days with clients, and I get to go into their warehouse and we create these team reels. And it's such a bonding experience. It's such a fun way to step away from the computer, away from the daily processes, away from what you're doing, and just have some fun. Number 18. This one is actually something that I challenged the players inside the playground with. And that was kind of like habit stacking, but it's kind of like reward stacking. Find something that you do each day that you look forward to. So for me, it could be my iced coffee. Love having my iced coffee in my full and filled cup, choosing which cup will be right. Love filling it up. Love having my iced coffee. I could then attach a small thing that I want to do in my business to it. And it makes a task that might feel a little bit like draining or a little bit daunting. It might be showing up on stories. It might be selling on stories. It might be getting your post ready for the day. Whatever it is, sort of like a small task that you want to be more consistent at, and attach it to something you look forward to each day. Once you get that done, you get to reward yourself with your, iced coffee, maybe a chocolate, maybe a little treaty. Maybe it's, if you can't think of anything, well, then that's your sign to find something in your day that you get to look forward to, and you get to attach this piece that you want to, build consistency to. 19. Find a new on-brand power outfit, something that makes you feel freaking phenomenal. This could be online. This could be going shopping. A lot of my clients who I speak to, the actual process of going shopping doesn't really feel fun to them. Find something online. Find something that's in your branding colors. It might be a really playful skirt. It might be a super boss power suit. Find something that makes you feel really excited and on brand. Number 21, start a new Reel series that is purely fun, sharing your craft, your techniques, your expertise in a way that feels fun. This isn't necessarily about strategy or views, something that feels a little bit exciting that you can break down into multiple parts. There are so many things on this list that you can look at bringing in. You don't need to bring in all of them. Just look at maybe 2 or 3 things you can bring in this week that'll allow you to have more fun and play in your business. Number 22, join a challenge within a community. So this is something we do really frequently inside the playground. I love challenges. It gets me up. It gets me actually doing the thing. It feels fun. Whether it's, competitive against others, whether it's competitive against myself. I love a challenge. I regularly share these inside the playground. It's about trying fun ways to stay accountable and push yourself further within a community. So you've got other people doing it alongside you, and there's a different energy to that. Host a new IG live series, organize guests, a bit of fun to it. You can have a name for the series. You can have a theme where you do it. You might have an outfit that you always wear or a dress code. You might have a prop. Have a bit of fun with this. One of my past live series actually turned into my business Full and Filled. I started doing iced coffee o'clock and then realized how cool would it be if I had a cup that had, these affirmations or really inspiring words and was about filling up your cup. And then look where we are today. So host a new IG live series, organize some guests, collaborate, have a bit of fun with that. Number 24, look through your camera roll for any moments in the past 12 months of business that felt fun. Identify them. What was fun about them? And how can you find a way to bring that into your week this week? How can you find a way to bring that in so it happens more often? And this one's really good because it's going to be much, much, much more unique to you and what you find to be fun. And finally, last, most definitely not least, 25, the playground doors close tonight. As you are listening, as we have dropped this episode, the doors to the playground, my year-long space, my inner circle is closing tonight. I do not yet know when I'm going to be reopening the doors, but my inner circle where we elevate your marketing, simplify your strategies, play bigger, blow up your business, that is the way that I am going to be here with you for a whole year to bring the fun back into your business, to build more magnetic content, to find your dream clients, convert them, really scale your business further. So if you do want to know a little bit more about the playground, if you do want to come in before the doors do close, please shoot me a DM on Instagram. Let's get you in before we close it up. Let me know, shoot me a DM, say, I listened to the podcast episode, I want to jump into the playground, and I will give you a bonus. So that is 25 ways you can bring more into your business this week and start seeing the results. More fun equals more sales. More fun equals more results. More fun equals more opportunities. More fun equals more magnetic content. More fun equals flowing, everything to flow easier. It all begins with how you're feeling in business. If you're not enjoying the process, if you're not enjoying the journey of getting to where you want to be, we need to do something about it. Because one of the biggest reasons people don't actually get to their goals is because they're not enjoying the journey. So let's change this. Let's change your narrative and bring more fun starting right now. You know your action step. Find 2 or 3 things from the list, from what we've just gone through, bring it into your business this week. I want to hold you accountable. Share it on your stories. You can share that you're doing it. You don't need to give the full backstory. Just share what you're doing and tag me. Tag thesocialimpact.co. We'd love to see how you're bringing more fun, more play into your business this week. I will see you next week in next week's episode where we are having a bit of a shift, changing our course of direction. I can't wait to see you actually start applying these things into your business. But until next week, I will see you on the gram and I'll be watching out for your stories and how you're having more fun in business.